Okay, so due to popular demand, I'm going to show you guys the best torrenting clients that you can use in 2024. So let's talk about them. The first one is going to be Qbittorrent. And by the way, this is the one that I like using personally. I appreciate the interface. It's simple. It reminds me of the old torrenting clients like LimeWire, if you remember that one. But if that's not exactly your cup of tea, then you can go for the next one, which I'll talk about. But this is definitely one of the best torrenting clients that I've used. It's 100% free and ad-free. It barely puts any pressure or usage on your CPU, and the connections are very well encrypted. Now, if you don't like Qbittorrent, then you can go with Deluge, which is very highly customizable, and you can expand it via plugins and run as a client server for remote access as well. So it's great, but it's still very easy to set up and use. It's just that if you want to get into the advanced settings, you'll have to be a little bit of an advanced user, or just don't use those settings. Now, if Qbittorrent and Deluge are a little bit too maybe complicated for you, you can go for uTorrent. This has one of the most user-friendly interfaces, and it supports bulk and sequential downloads. The only downside is that the free version has ads in it, and there were some past issues with crypto mining software. And risks like these are not exclusive to uTorrent. Of course, every client has its own pros and cons, and maybe some security features that are available in one torrenting client but not available in another. So that's why you've got to make sure that you're as reinforced as possible. And by that, I mean by using a VPN and an antivirus. Now, if you're not familiar with what a VPN does, by the way, I've got 3 really cool VPNs that I'll talk about in just a minute. But essentially, a VPN will make sure that nobody knows what you're doing online, not your ISP, not your government, and definitely none of the peers that are downloading the same torrent. Because if you didn't know, anybody that's downloading the same torrent that you're downloading will be able to see your IP address, your port, your country, how much data you're spending on a torrent, and a bunch of other information that you definitely don't want to make public. So that's what a VPN does. It'll make sure that nobody knows what you're doing online. And if somebody tries to intercept your connection, whether to potentially try to mine your crypto wallets or intercept your connection in any other way, well, a VPN is going to help protect you, because it essentially completely encrypts your connection so that if somebody were to somehow gain access to your connection, they will be stopped by the encryption of the VPN. I'll talk about these VPNs in a little bit again, but if you want to go straight to the pricing or full reviews, I'll be sure to leave the useful links down below. Now, the next client I want to talk about is BitTorrent, and this is just a straightforward design. It's got a drag and drop functionality, very stable and frequent updates, but the only con is that there are ads in the free version, so that's to be expected. Now, the final one is Vuze, and Vuze has a built-in media player. It's got an extensive plugin library and supports magnet links, which is really good for a torrenting client. But of course, the free version contains ads, and it attempts to bundle additional software, so be sure to just reject those and not download them when you're downloading Vuze. And that'll be it as far as the torrenting clients that I recommend. Now, if you're interested in antiviruses or VPNs, because you will definitely need both if you engage in torrenting at all, it only takes one bad torrent to completely ruin your computer, so make sure that you have an antivirus installed. So if you're interested in getting yourself an antivirus, I'll be sure to leave links to the best antiviruses down below. I personally like to use Norton, but that's just my personal choice. I find it very easy to use, and if I want to get a little more granular with the settings and get into some details here and there, Norton does allow for that. But I also want to talk about arguably a more important tool when engaging in torrenting. I would say antiviruses and VPNs are equally as important when you're connected to the internet in general. More so if you're browsing, it's really important to use a VPN to make sure that everything is as anonymous as it can be. And an antivirus is also useful to protect you from viruses. Just in case you click on the wrong link, it'll prevent that link, if it's, let's say, a virus or a malware, from completely destroying your computer. Now, as far as which one of these VPNs, I don't want to make this video any longer than it is, so I'll leave links to full reviews in the description down below. But for a quick recommendation, if you're looking for the easiest and quickest to connect, I just love how quick it is when it comes to connecting and disconnecting to the servers with Express. Again, if it takes long, it takes 2 seconds. So that's just great. Whereas with NordVPN and Surfshark, it takes roughly an average of 10 seconds to connect to a server. Now, when it comes to the no logs policies, they all have a no logs policy, meaning that none of these VPNs will record any of your information. And that, of course, includes your torrenting activity. Now, even though NordVPN and Surfshark's no logs policies are audited, and we can see in these reports that they indeed don't log any of your information, so that's great. But with ExpressVPN, not only do they have more audits than Nord and Surfshark, probably combined, but ExpressVPN was also accidentally proven to have a super solid no-logs policy when in 2017, the Turkish government, even though this was back in 2017, it still speaks to the security of ExpressVPN very early on. So when the Turkish government sees an ExpressVPN server as part of an investigation, they were still unable to extract any information out of the ExpressVPN server thanks to ExpressVPN's true no-log policy. So this is something that I really appreciate. In a way, ExpressVPN accidentally or indirectly prove that they have a no-logs policy through the forced seizure of their server. So that's one of the main reasons why I like to use Express over anything else. NordVPN is still a great choice. It fully supports peer-to-peer connections and activities through the peer-to-peer specialty servers here, but you can still use any of the servers when you're torrenting, but these are just specialty ones. And NordVPN is overall going to give you the fastest speeds. Not that much faster than Express, but it is still a little bit faster, but overall they're almost equal, I would say. But through the NordLynx protocol, NordVPN manages to squeeze as much speed out of your connection as possible. So this is great, and if that's what you're looking for, not to mention that Nord also has 111 countries, so that's a lot of countries you have access to, and you can connect to any of the countries to, use their local services like Netflix libraries or any other exclusive streaming platforms or services and websites that are only available to the country that you're connecting to. Same thing here with Express and Surfshark. They all work great when it comes to accessing streaming services, if that's something that you're interested in. But NordVPN again has 111 countries, 105 with Express and 100 with Surfshark, so they all have plenty of countries. But if you're looking for the best budget option, I would just say go with Surfshark, especially that it allows you to secure virtually an unlimited number of devices with just a single subscription. So that makes it a great choice if you want to share it around with as many friends and family members as you would like. It's still a very high-performing VPN, not to mention that if you're looking for antivirus on a budget, then for less than NordVPN's standard plan, you can get that with Surfshark. Not only a fully fledged VPN and an antivirus, but also a bunch of other security and privacy features that'll overall contribute to more anonymity and more security. And it will still cost less than the standard plan of NordVPN, even though the package that gives you the antivirus is actually the next tier, which is called the One plan. Either way, that'll be it for my recommendation. Again, I'll be sure to leave any links that might be useful, including discounts, in the description down below, as well as reviews if you want to learn more about them. And of course, comment below if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer all of them. A like and subscribe would really help us out a lot and make me want to make more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.